Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moko Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mokoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Hello, my name is Maid Astra, and I am Sunkissed Yellow. Welcome to Kumori Con 2023.
So I'm here with Brandy Dixon of Z Fighters Worldwide at Kumori Con 2023. How are we doing, Brandy?
Doing good.
How are we enjoying the con? I know you just got here, but how are we enjoying the con so far?
Well, got here, get stopped, and get 100 million pictures taken.
And I see your cosplaying as Goku from
Dragon Ball Super.
And his what form?
Super Saiyan Blue. It's actually Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, but we just call it in short Super Saiyan Blue.
Oh, from Battle of the Gods.
Yes, and then head there forth beyond. Because, yeah, this went on after all the Battle of the Gods and stuff, and he kept on using it all the way to the end.
Nice. So I gotta ask real quick, how does it feel wearing the big blue wig?
It's actually pretty comfortable.
Really?
Yeah.
And I also see you got your, if you want to...
That's a friend of mine. I made that one. It's a Gogeta wig.
Okay, if we can show it real quick?
Sure. This one is actually made out of EVA foam.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember you showing me that when we did your interview a while back.
So it was originally a Super Saiyan Blue wig, but then I turned it around and I changed a couple of the spikes to make it a Gogeta wig. And then I'm letting my friend Ben have it because he's doing Gogeta today.
Oh, nice. So, real quick, where can people find you guys if they want to stay up to date for any future cons that you and the fighters will be going to?
We have a Facebook page, Z Fighters Worldwide. That's our main group page that has all our events and stuff, our cons and meetups, parades, and whatever we're doing. And then we also have Instagram and Twitter. You have to kind of look a little bit with the Instagram. It's Z Fighters World WW 2022, because I had to change it because my old account got hacked. You know, lovely Facebook, and everything's connected now. So I had to make a new account, but I do a little bit of photo dumps over there. And it goes into that too.
I think that should do it again, Brandy. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Cool.
So I'm here with Milk. Real quick, what's the name of your guys' booth?
Milk. It's Milk. Yep.
Just Milk?
Just Milk, spelled with a Q.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's just a bunch of fun, cute, relatable, a lot of, I know we were talking about just before you set up, just a lot of like, oh, I feel that.
Can you not?
Pretend to be okay.
I hate
work. Overthinker. A lot of that good stuff.
My partner would love that one.
Yeah.
So, real quick, what made you want to do this kind of stuff, this art and everything?
Well, so we're actually part of the company of Milk, the kind of Milk conglomerate, and I'm sure my partner actually could speak a bit more maybe on the pure origins, but I know that the artist had originally started doing a lot more like full illustrative pieces and was doing more cute kind of stuff on the side, and this just picked up so much. And so she was like, oh, well, I guess that's what we're doing now. So you'll see, like, this is more kind of close to her original style. And you'll kind of see some of that littered throughout, too.
I like that anime. It like, definitely gives off.
Yeah.
Where to pull 5 stars. Hashtag 5 stars.
Yeah.
So, you've been doing this for a few years then?
Yeah. So, I mean, Milk's been making shirts for, at least half a decade. Maybe more, right, Billy? Yeah, and so it's been in the con circuit for a while, but the core artist also does an animation job full time.
Oh, nice.
And so we kind of branched the group off and kind of sell in different conventions. I think they're in New York right now, actually, also at a booth selling stuff. So
I went down to New York. Always has some type of convention going on.
Oh yeah.
I could definitely like see you guys like have a booth like down because there's some cons in Southern Oregon too.
Yeah, and I know that Kumori Con, this is our second year here.
Oh, nice.
And so we've been last year was really good for us, so we've been kind of keeping that going, but we'll kind of see as we branch off, see how things go. But yeah, I know there's a lot of conventions in Oregon.
Yeah. To count at this point.
Yeah, and we're based in Southern California too,
Oh,
so obviously
nice.
there's a lot of conventions there.
I'm familiar with the cons in California.
Oh yeah.
So real quick, where can people find you guys if they want to stay up to date with the art, potential, find out where you're going for your next convention, stuff like that?
Yeah, so actually if you go to milkshop.com, spelled MILQ, I can spell this early, but that's the website, that is the social handles, so everything can kind of be found through Milkshop. And we got pretty active Instagram, so I think that's probably the best place to check stuff out. Hell yeah. But yeah, and so that's where to find us.
I think I should do it again. Connor,
awesome.
Thank you, and it was also
absolute
nice.
Pleasure.
Bailey, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy the rest of the con.
You too.
So I'm here with Precious Frey. You can't see her. I'll probably show a quick little video of her. I'm here with Potato Senpai and Potato Mommy here at Kumori Con 2023. Real quick, as I said, I know you said this is her second con. You're doing so well, baby girl.
Yep.
And you've been here since 2013. 2015, 2013.
About the same time. Yeah.
Since they said the DoubleTree, but it's really I know you guys were glad to come in early,
Yeah.
get your pre I think you guys were yesterday. I think you came around 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Because I know at 7 is when they started they closed the doors early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
they
like
did.
I left and there was like people just like
Lined
Yeah,
up.
it was lined up. We always come early. Pre-reg is the best thing in the world because it gives you an opportunity to kind of scope out the place and then also find where the badge is at. And it makes it easier because the lines do get really bad on Fridays. So if there's stuff you want to do in the morning, come Thursday.
So real quick, you said you're cosplaying from Hell's Paradise.
Yep.
And you're cosplaying as
Gabi Maru.
and
Sweet shoe.
Siguri.
Siguri.
Suichi's the one again.
I keep getting them mixed up.
Suichi's the one in the purple.
The purple.
Yeah, I saw like a Suichi today and a Suichi yesterday on day 0.
Yeah.
So I know there's gonna be like a lot
few.
of, and I've so far seen a lot. I think the most common cosplay I've seen today is Vash.
Yeah, Vash is,
From
I
the
haven't
Netflix-
seen a Vash.
From the Netflix series of Trigun.
yeah, Trigun, with the revamp, it's gotten really good. Yeah, she does her sploot. She's doing really good.
She's really well behaved.
That it takes a lot of training. Cosplaying with a service dog is actually pretty. It's hard, but it's easy.
No, I've seen a lot of
So-
service. I've seen a lot of service dogs today, but like the fact that she's doing so well in such a big crowded place, like the Oregon Convention Center. I can't imagine what it'd be like if you take her to Rose City.
We have taken her to Rose City.
Really? Oh,
yes.
right. So
She's
this is her 3rd time here at this convention center.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she has been to Rose City. Rose City was her first con, and she was about 7 months old when we brought her, and she did really well.
And she's just gonna get bigger too.
Yeah, she's not done.
So real quick, I know I asked, and I know that. I remember saying that wig took a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 15 hours.
And yours only took less than that.
Yeah, and I made both of them. This one was just, we put it all together, and I sewed it, glued it. It's a
Because you
mess
said it was
underneath.
originally. I know the character from Genshin Impact. I can't remember their name. But yeah, I recognize the color and style.
Yeah, I could not find one that was the color that I wanted, so I just
And who
nabbed
wants
it
to
and
spend
go.
time dyeing, doing the old hot
Oh
meth
my
dye
gosh.
method?
Nobody.
Nope, not me.
Nobody.
Real quick, Titus, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with you, your cosplays, or Precious Freya here?
So you can find me on TikTok on Useless Potato King. You can also find me on Instagram under Potato Senpai Cosplay. And then I have a Facebook one. It's Pickled Pop-Tart Cosplay. It's an older hash, but I still go on there.
And then, Hannah, where can people find you?
I only have Instagram and TikTok, and you can find me there on Dollbaby67. I also DJ, and I have a web radio that
Really?
we DJ on, and it's BRM Entertainment. So if you ever want to hear me do that, you can do there too.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Well, Hannah, Titus, I can't remember your friend's name.
That's Brad. That's our brother. We're actually all siblings.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and Freya? Oh, I'm sorry I woke you up. Well, I hope you all enjoy the con.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally will.
Okay. Is the timer still going down on it? Okay. So, Sucker, you've been busy today.
I've been so busy. I'm well, first off, this isn't my first anime convention, but it's always nice to know that I'm busy. Because otherwise, I'm dead in the consciousness of people, you know?
When I kept on walking by your booth, like, you were getting a lot of traction today.
I thank God. Some people were just like, what the hell's the matter with you?
So, real quick, for those who may not know you, mind telling those at home what you do and how long you've been doing it for?
So my name is Rakam Sakura. I'm from season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I am a professional drag queen, as well as I have background in illustration and stuff.
Nice.
But mostly what I do is I go around and I'm a performer, a visual artist. I make a lot of my outfits, and I'm a huge weeaboo. So I perform a lot of anime stuff.
And I love the hair.
Thank you so much.
The outfit just ties it all together.
Well, I had to be, so my whole persona with this character is like, my name is Sakura and I want to be the main character in my life. So what do main characters have? Colored hair. So,
I mean, you can always tell in anime which one's the main character.
absolutely. You're like, is it the girl with blue hair or the girl with black hair?
So, what kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to do what you do?
So my advice to you, especially if you're in like the cosplay scene or in the nerd scene, is if you've already dabbled in cosplay, go out to a local gay club, drag club, see a drag show in your cosplay and do your makeup just a little bit bigger. Maybe like practice your makeup at home and then go out and do it. Because that's actually how I got started. I went out in cosplay drag to a show, and the people over there were like, oh my God, you're so cute. Did you want to audition for our show? And that's how I got started.
Well, you answered my question of like how long you've been into it and everything.
Oh, I've been doing it for about 8 years now.
That's a long time.
I know. I never thought I would get to 8 years. I was like, I'm gonna do 6 years and then jump in front of traffic.
And then it keeps on going.
Yeah, it's hopefully it stops one day where I have like another career where like I don't have to necessarily rely on my beauty. Or I keep doing it until I turn into a mummy. Who knows?
Well, I think that should do it again. Sakura, thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
So I'm here with Luke at Kumori Con 2023. I mean, I don't think I need to say that because I said that a lot yesterday.
It's all good. A good intro is always good.
So Luke, real quick, for those who can't come to the con, mind telling here what's going on?
So we're playing a game. It's called Amped Guard, AMTGARD. We're a live-action role-playing game. We're a national nonprofit organization with branches in Mexico, Canada, and several places in Europe. We have I believe 3 local parks in the Portland metro area to come and do this every weekend. For the most part, we're called a boffer LARP, so all of our weapons are called boffers. So you have a all foam construction with some kind of solid core, and so everything is 100% set to be
Reminds me
swung.
of the days of PVC pipes, pool noodles, and duct tape.
Absolutely. Some of our stuff still ends up being that because it's a quick, cheap way to get a foam sword out.
Okay, if I see Mr. Ways?
Absolutely, go for it.
Uh-huh.
This is our more recent technology. We're using kite spar and some custom-made foam to get lighter, better, safer weapons.
And I also see you guys have shields as well. I like your Pokemon shield, by the way.
So all of our items are set to be 100% plank foam with some kind of handle. So again, any sort of incidental contact that could happen during our combat games are safe for anyone who might want to play.
Oh no, I think stuff like, I mean, I remember like being in like high school and everything, and buddies of mine like to get the PVC pipe, getting the pool noodles, the colored duct tape, and just beating the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely the way our game started.
I will say, be careful when wearing glasses, because there's a chance you may get knocked and your glasses go flying.
We actually sent 2 people so far to the cosplay repair with broken glasses today.
Oh no!
So it is 100% thing to worry about. And it's the nature of the game. For the most part, we're a 14 and older organization, so that means that anyone 14 and older with parental consent can come out and play anytime they want.
So real quick, where can people find you guys on social media if they want to?
Be outside.
So where can people find you guys on social media if they want to stay up to date or check you guys out and be part of this?
So locally, our groups can be found at Ampedguard-Kingdom of Blackspire on Facebook. That's the quickest, fastest, and most direct way to find us. That'll get you the regional group. Our regional group goes from Vancouver, Washington, down to Eugene, Oregon. And we also have a couple groups. We have one in Klamath Falls and one in Medford.
Oh, my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and that's just our local region. We have, I believe, 23 divided regions across the states. So Ampguard represents hundreds of thousands of players.
Nice. Well, Luke, I think that should do it. Again, hope you go enjoy the rest of the con. Are you guys doing this again tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, but we have one more time slot at 5:30 to 8:30 over in the LARP rooms in the Hyatt.
I'll be sure to check that out. Again, you guys take care and enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy the con.
Of course. Have a wonderful time.
You too. So I'm here with Chris of Hollywood Movie Madness, is it?
Yeah, Hollywood Theater and Movie Madness. I also programmed the cult classic anime series at Hollywood Theater titled Animehem. Yeah.
Nice. So what made you want to start doing stuff like this?
We have a small theater, we call it the Miniplex, in the back of Movie Madness, which is our video store. So our staff started picking out movies to screen there, and I picked out all of the anime stuff because that's what I'm into, and the crowds just got so big that we moved it over to the theater. And yeah, since then it's grown a lot, and now we're at all the local conventions. We actually started screening things at Kumori Con last year, so we did Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant, the movie. And then this year we did Maddox 01, which was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long has this been going on for again? I'm not sure if I asked that or not.
Yeah. It went on for a year in the Miniplex, our like tiny theater. And then it's 2 years now that we've been in the large space that seats about 400 people at Hollywood Theater.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where can people find you guys if they want to stay up to date or go to your next showing of classic anime or horror?
Yeah, so look us up at animehem_PDX. That's for all of the anime programming. We also have Instagram pages for the video store, Movie Madness, as well as Hollywood Theater, which is Hollywood Theater with just an R at the end, not an ER. Yeah.
Well, I think that should do it again. Chris, thank you.
Thanks so
I
much.
hope you enjoy the rest of the con for this last day. And I can't wait to see what else you guys be doing in the future.
Awesome. Oh, one screening to promote. We have Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket coming up at the Hollywood Theater. It's the first time it'll ever be screened in America, so it's a pretty big deal.
When is that going to be? Because this won't be until this Saturday.
This will be December 10th.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it's a ways away.
A little ways away, and we'll have a whole Gunpla market set up in the lobby before the show. So
Nice.
cool.
Can't wait to hear how that goes. Again,
Thanks so
you.
much. Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. I always let people self-promote whatever's coming up soon for their thing.
Cool.
I like your shirt, by the way. What is that from?
It's Tekken, so Moku.
Oh, the wooden puppet thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Yoshi. Well, no, I was gonna say you like Yoshimitsu, but that's not Yoshimitsu.
Yeah.
I have to say, subs.
You're going to flip this page over and right in the margin. Subs is in a very early lead, but I'm assuming most people that like dubs probably are staying today because they don't work Monday. No, we've overflowed 250 votes for it. I had stickers. Yeah, just in the margin somewhere over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had stickers. 500 stickers was not enough. I had 250 slots for.
So I'm here with, what was your name again?
My name's Chitaro.
And Gizmo?
Gizmo, yes.
And you guys are here promoting Furlandia, which is coming out next year?
Yes, next year, May.
So is this Furlandia's first year, or has it been doing it before?
This would be our 11th year.
11th? Wow.
Yeah.
So since 2012?
It was 2012 was
2012.
the first. Yeah, the first con was in 2012.
Wow. So this has been going on for 11 years strong. That's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. And and this year, of course, that's coming up. Our theme is furries in space. Furs in space.
Furs in space. Play on words of Muppets in space.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's not copyrighted, thank goodness. So, but furries in space is an awesome thing.
Nice.
And, we're doing basically just anything space related. We're gonna have some Mandos there doing panels on armor making.
Oh, nice!
There'll be a lot of different panels on various sci-fi things in general. I've been told that there's also going to be a contention of Star Trek geeks that are from the local area. They're talking about.
There's a chance you may also get the 501st there too.
It's a possibility. It's a very big possibility. The person who is our chairperson this year is actually in charge of the entire Northwest's Star Trek furry thing that happens. So yeah, he's the chairperson for that this year, as well as for Furlandia.
So what made them come up with the name Furlandia?
Well, that has to do with the fact that Portland is known as Portlandia,
helps
right?
against the show.
Yeah. But but it's one of those things that, Portlandia has always been part of Portland, so to speak. So Furlandia just makes sense because a lot of the fur cons around the country do little plays on things. Like, for example, Reno's fur con is called the Biggest Little Fur Con. It's like your only second time being in Reno. I can't think of any others that have like cute names like that, but there's Midwest Fur Fest. They just kind of put fur in the name, and then it kind of all comes together. Absolutely.
So real quick, Gizmo, do you have a fursona?
I do.
What is your fursona's name?
Gizmo.
Gizmo, do you have a picture of?
I do.
Okay, you want to show and you also show your...
Oh yeah, my name's Chitaro.
I just love the name Gizmo. So, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with the con and where to look for future events?
Furlandia.org.
Yeah, there's links to the Furlandia web, or not web, Facebook page as well.
I love the bridge from the Portland Bridge too.
I also know that we have
Really? Well, shout out to whoever the artist is for making that.
That would be Muzwa Mary. I'm probably mispronouncing the name, so I do apologize.
Muzwa Mary.
Muzwa Mary.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the con, and I cannot wait to hear about Furlandia next year.
Well, come check us out.
We'll hopefully be here next year. Hopefully, we're here next year at Kumori Con next year, so that we can advertise for Furlandia 2025.
If I ever get the chance to go to Portlandia in the future, I definitely will want to stop by and check it out. So again, Chitara, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And Gizmo, thank you. Hope you guys can both enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
So I'm here with Cybergirl, Harajuku fashion designer at Kumori Con. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh, you're very welcome. So is this your first time here for an Oregon convention or just Oregon in general?
Yes, this is my first time in Oregon and first time at Kumori Con, and I'm having such a great time. Honestly, like so far, I feel like this is my favorite convention that I've been to. But don't tell anyone else that.
So for those who aren't at the convention and at home, mind telling them what you do and everything?
So I am a Harajuku fashion YouTuber, so I make videos on different Harajuku fashion styles and alternative fashion and just colorful things in general. And I'm also a fashion designer for my own colorful brand, Candy Trap.
Candy Trap?
Yes, Candy Trap is the brand.
Nice. So I'm not really familiar. What is the style of Harajuku? I'm not familiar with that.
So Harajuku fashion is basically styles that were born in Harajuku, Japan. Harajuku is located in Shibuya, Tokyo, which is in Japan, and a lot of the styles is very like just fun. Is people expressing themselves in. I guess my outfit today can be sort of an example of a type of decor. Harajuku fashion style. But there's many different kinds of styles. It's not just all colorful. It's pretty much anything you want it to be. But the specific style that I'm wearing today is called Decora.
So what made you want to get into fashion designing?
So I have loved fashion since I was very little. But for Harajuku fashion specifically in elementary school, so after school I would go to the library every day because I love to read and look through all of the books and the manga and everything. And while I was looking through the manga section, just all the Japanese books, I found Fruits Magazine. And Fruits Magazine is a magazine from it started around the 90s, where this photographer would take pictures of the kids in Harajuku and their personal style, and it's just really cool, and it inspired me so much. And over the years, my love for Harajuku fashion just grew and grew and grew. looked up pictures like on Tumblr and stuff. And yeah, here I am today.
And you said so you've been doing this since you were a kid. What's it, like? What kind of impact has this kind of stuff been on you? What's it been like?
It has been incredible. So I like when I was a kid and younger, like still living with my parents, I wasn't able to like dress like this. It was sort of just like I would look at pictures online and sort of like dream of getting to wear it, but actually getting to wear it. So I wasn't able to start wearing it until I moved out of my parents once I got older. And I also had my son, and it was after having him that I got like the confidence to like do what I wanted to do. And one of those things was dressing up in like Harajuku fashion, and definitely I feel like it has changed my life so much. It just, wow, it's insane. And I just like being able to feel like you're able to wear what you want to. It's just so empowering. And yeah, just discovering the style and actually wearing it, like I feel so much more like me. So I'm very, very happy.
So good. So last question, any advice you want to give to someone who may want to get into fashion designing?
Fashion designing, I would say YouTube.
It's a good tutorial for stuff I've noticed in past few years.
Yeah, no, like it's so many good resources online. I know people say like, oh, go to fashion school or go to college. Okay, I don't want to be like, oh, you don't need to go to college, but I feel like there's just the internet has so many amazing resources that you can look up. You know, you can find people that inspire you and also, you know, help you sort of figure out exactly what kind of fashion that you are into and what you want to make. So yeah.
That's true. Again, Cyber, thank you.
Thank you
and
so
I hope
much.
you enjoy the rest of the con, and I hope you have a good time too.
I'm already having such a good time. So thank
And again, I love the outfit.
Thank you so much.
So I'm here with my good friend Jay Kais at a con I've said many times this past week almost. How are you enjoying the con, Jay?
Pretty good. It is one of my favorites. So.
How long have you been going here for, by the way?
2013.
Oh, 10. This is like your 10 year.
Oh, this is my 10-year mark. I didn't even realize that.
Well, congratulations on going to this con for 10 years.
Sweet. I didn't even realize.
So who are you cosplaying today?
This is Naofumi, the Shield Hero from the Rising of the Shield Hero. But yeah, I got the...
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's an ornament. It's an acrylic ornament.
Tell me it.
Yeah, and I frosted it, so yeah, it's not gonna break.
So how are you enjoying the con so far?
Really, really good. We did everything we came for. We do autographs a lot, so we got all of them yesterday. We're done with them. We usually we usually spend all con in line. I have a bad back and a bad knee, so I got ADA. So we were able to get in the front of lines to get those over with. So I didn't have to stand in line all day and be in pain the whole con.
Oh no,
so
that's
yeah. Normally by now, even mid Saturday or early Saturday like this, I'm usually dead. So
I feel it already.
Yeah, and I'm fine. This is great.
So real quick, I know we kind of talked about in the interview. What was the process that went into?
This one I didn't do on the interview actually. I made this literally last minute.
Oh, Con Crunch.
Yes. So this is just EVA foam. Well, there's a foam called What the Foam. And
you've already told me
yes,
that.
It's by my friend Skylar from Cosplay Apprentice, and it's foam with rubber embedded into it, so it's super strong. Like you can actually, it's super strong, and it doesn't rip at all. And then I just did a bunch of layers, and then I have a light in there that I glued in. So the light is actually, I have
Oh yeah.
So I can turn it on and off. I can change the color of it.
Oh, like the same like if you use with materia.
Yeah. So if I wanted to do materia, in the Buster Sword and stuff, I could change the color of it if I wanted to.
Nice.
So.
Trying to think, Eric, on so many of these.
Yeah. You can always cut and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I'm gonna probably cut that this part out.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. And,
Definitely.
By the way, who are you cosplaying Sunday?
Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nice. I can't wait to see.
Yeah,
that.
and the one who's over here with me, he's gonna be Roxas. So.
Nice. I can't wait till
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out and people start cosplaying him.
I've already got it like in my mind of how I'm
If
gonna
you
do
think
it.
about it, he literally looks like a Final Fantasy character now.
Well, he's only gonna be like that in that one world. He's gonna look cartoony when he goes back to other worlds and stuff, the other Disney worlds. Nice. So it's only for Quadratum for the Japan-looking area.
Nice. Well,
so,
I hope you guys.
Yep. Yep.
So, Peter, how are we enjoying the con today?
It's been good. It started off really strong, almost sold out of one of my books. So yeah, it's been great.
So real quick, mind telling those at home who can't make it about Zombie Makeout Club.
So Zombie Makeout Club started as a clothing brand that I started with original designs, all horror based. And then once that took off, I was able to move into comics, and so now it's a comic series as well.
If I just show it?
Yeah, of course.
Death. I love the names.
Yeah, everything starts with death, because yeah, it's all about dead girls coming back from the grave and doing all kinds of stuff.
Reminds me of those Japanese movies I used to watch. I should have watched as a kid, but
yeah. Like splatterpunk movies, Tokyo Gore Police, all that kind of stuff is
Psycho
huge.
Lolita and all that.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration behind this?
I was working at a video game company. I was working on games, mobile games that were all super family friendly, and that's never what I liked drawing. So I would just come home at night and draw the most
absurd.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff that's like from Corpse Party and all that.
Yeah, I love Corpse Party. So yeah, I just started doing that, and then
those underage, don't look.
Yeah, don't look at Corpse Party unless you have the mental fortitude for that.
Oh, God. I don't care how old you are. I don't think some people will.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing all this for?
6 years.
So this altogether 6 years with the clothing?
Yep.
Oh, it's on Webtoon.
Yeah, it is a webtoon. Started that last year. The first book came out last fall. The new book is coming out in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Really well done.
So, yeah.
So real quick, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with the clothing brand and the webcomic?
Zombie Makeout Club everywhere. We have a website. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Webtoon. Just type in Zombie Makeout Club and you will find it, I promise.
Well, Peter, is it?
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you so much.
I hope you get more sales.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'm here with Eric and John, correct?
Yes.
Of Obukan Kendo, is that how you pronounce it?
Obukan Kendo.
Obukan. So real quick, how long have you guys been doing this for?
I've only been doing this for about a year and a half.
And how about you, John?
I've been doing it for less than that. I started about this time last year.
So what's it been like being part of this?
You know, I've always been curious about sword fighting. It's actually what my family was doing before they came to America. Long time ago. But yeah, so doing kendo is just one of the most challenging things I've ever done, and it's some of the most gratifying things I've ever done for my life.
And what about for you, John? What's it been like doing this?
Well, it's interesting because I came to this through my college fencing, which was European style.
and I moved to Oregon in the 90s, and Obukan has always been centered out on the west side. And I just literally stumbled into the dojo one day and was like, interesting, different. That might be worth a try. I fenced at Obukan for a couple of years, drifted away, then just retired this last fall and thought, I should really pick it up. I enjoyed it back in the day, and maybe now, it'll have the same appeal. It does. It's very different because at 66, your body doesn't do quite the same things it did at 36.
I won't know what that's like now, but I'm sure give it time, I'll know.
I'll give you one tip, okay? If you plan to live as long as 66, treat your body better when you're 36. Yeah, all those things where you go, here, hold my beer. Nah, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that.
So real quick, I'm sure one of you guys can answer it. Where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date or even be part of this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can find out more information at obukan.com. We also have an Instagram handle, Obukan_Kendo. We at some point maybe had a Facebook. I don't know if that's still going. And you can, find out about us. Please contact us on our website. We're more than happy to tell you about the beginner class and what it's like being part of a club, part of a global community of kendokas.
Well, Eric, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
The rest of the con, and John, I hope you enjoyed the con too.
I have, trust me.
So, how are we all enjoying the con this year, you guys?
Really fun so far. What about you, bud?
Fine.
It's his birthday weekend this weekend.
Oh, happy birthday weekend.
Thanks.
Shadow?
Yes.
Nice. So who came up with the whole Sonic the Hedgehog?
Actually, it was kind of a group thing. We went to see the movie and we were like, oh, it'd be so fun. And then at the end, we were like, oh, perfect character for the kid.
If they haven't seen the movie by now.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Spoilers.
So now you're cosplaying as Tails,
yes.
Knuckles, Sonic, Shadow. Nice.
Yeah.
Run into any Amy's yet?
No.
Yesterday.
Oh, and there was a bunch of Dr. Eggmans too.
Yes.
Yesterday,
A lot of them yesterday, but none today. None yet, at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
there's
it's
quite a few Sonic characters yesterday.
Saw Sonic and Tails a lot, too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot, but like today's more of like a calm period day.
Right. That's why we save these for last. They're very comfortable.
And I know you guys are also getting ready for the lip sync battle. What if? Well, by the time this is out, I'm sure people know. But if they don't, what song will we be singing to?
We won't be part of it.
Oh.
We're just gonna.
Okay.
We do have plans, but not
this time.
Nice. Well, I think that. Oh, also real quick, if you're not familiar with them, be sure to check out the interview I did with all of them, except
Except you were not there.
not yet. Not yet. A few more years. For an interview I did with them a while back on the channel. I hope you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed the con this year.
We did. It was very fun. We saved these for last. My dad had his first con this year, and we did South Park with him for the first day.
I saw that with his gorgeous, his precious dog.
His dog, yes, his Burma Doodle. And then we did Hell of a Boss yesterday.
Which was painful.
Which was very
I wish I could
painful.
have seen that, but yesterday was so hectic. Today's basically how it was on Friday. Calm,
Yes.
not as hectic.
Well, Friday, everybody has work. A lot of people work on
And
Fridays.
it wasn't until like 5 o'clock and then just started.
Yeah, and then they show up just
Day
enough for
zero all over
registration.
again.
Yeah, and then Sunday, a lot of people go home because of school or work.
Oh yeah, our
And
church.
Saturday is crazy.
Oh yeah, no, and then you got Sundays where everyone's at church or they're doing Thanksgiving early.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that should do it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the con, and I hope the lip sync thing goes well.
Oh, yeah, it'll be really fun. Really fun. Anybody who hasn't been to one, I highly recommend it. It's
Oh, yeah.
fun.
And that should do it.
Cool.
So, Brendan, is it?
Yep. That's
How
right.
are you enjoying?
Sorry.
How are you enjoying the con?
You know, pretty good. I'm enjoying it a lot this year. Got nothing to do, no plans for one panel, wide open. Got all my business done yesterday. I have spent weeks getting ready for this, and I'm just glad to be able to relax.
So basically, you and Jay are just bumming around, basically?
I have one panel I'm doing tonight, and then a couple that I might hit on the way if we have time.
Oh, nice.
But there are other plans that we might also do. Some loose plans, nothing set, no schedule, just whatever we want to do this time.
So you're cosplaying as Hack. No, Kite.
Dot Hack.
Kite.
Well, Shugo, actually.
From Dot Hack?
Kite is the main character in the video games.
Oh.
Shugo is Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight. Basically, he wins a prize, and the prize is the Kite avatar that was banned after the events of the game. So it just looks like Chibi Kite.
I just remember from the PS2 era.
Yeah.
The sequel, Hack 2.
Well, and I think there was 3 in the original series, and then there's the GU series. Yeah, GU is the game.
Then the one where you place a guy with the silver hair who looks like a goth.
That is GU. Yeah.
I remember playing a demo of that.
He, silver hair and looks like a goth. I'm gonna say I thought more emo, but that's based on getting to know his personality. I'd say I was a little of a downer.
Did you make those, or?
I made everything except the undershirt and the base shoes. The covers, the pants, the vest, the gloves, the bracelet, the daggers.
You made those?
Was all me.
That's impressive. How long did it take to make?
The daggers, hour-wise, I don't know, but it was about 3 weeks. It was my second time working with fiberboard. That's what I made them out of. And yeah, I marathoned them in about 3 weeks and probably put in 5 to 10 hours, 3 to 5 days a week on them, getting them done, because I didn't have all the power tools that I could have used to get some of these details in. I had to do it all by hand. I didn't have the finer tools yet to be able to do that with like a Dremel.
And this is not your first time with Kino either, right?
No, not even close.
Longer than Jay, or?
2009.
Oh.
I am almost coming up on 15. I've actually been going to cons longer than he has. He's just been to more because for a while he was going to like 4 a year or something. And I didn't start going to more than 1 to maybe 2 a year until we started hanging out.
This is like the most I've ever done in a year.
What are you up to this year?
Let's see. This is my 4th one. And I usually do like 2 or 3, but like 4 is just like, oh my god, I am gonna need to go to bed and scream at my pillow for an hour.
I think also my 4th for this year. We did Soccer Con, Summer Con, PAX, and now Kumo. PAX West. Yeah. Summer Con is like the small one of those, and the rest are, bigger names. Yeah. Sorry. I always try and hit PAX West for at least a day. So it's good.
I think that would just destroy me. I'd be passed down on the floor. Just move me inside.
It is pretty exhausting.
With a stick.
It is pretty exhausting. Unless you can do 2 to 3 days, it is impossible to hit in most of the booths.
Well, Brandon, right?
Yep.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
All right. You as well, sir.
I plan to. And So I'm here with Lucina, founder and creator of the upcoming convention KisuCon.
KisuCon, yep.
So what is KisuCon?
So Kisu kind of stands for weird, strange. Some people say it's like the odd number, the odd one out. So we like to keep the vibe, keep Portland weird, you know? So, because we're going to be here in PDX, in the PDX area. Mm-hmm.
I think you remember telling me yesterday. You also used to work. Used to or still work for Holiday Matsuri, and that's kind of.
No, I used to. The first couple of years, I did help Holiday Matsuri. So, like, we really loved the whole winter feel of the convention, and we kind of wanted to bring that feel over to the West Coast.
I don't think I've heard of any winter conventions here at all.
Really? Well, I did hear, I've been talking with a lot of fans, you know, in the anime community. We're at Kumori Con, it's a lot of fun here. But a lot of them say that a couple cons in the past try to do a couple winter cons. I think there was one called New Con. But we definitely want to bring back that, you know, winter holiday feel to the area.
Oh, no, that'd be nice, and especially with it being like winter, PDX. I think that would be nice and fun.
Yeah, I think it would be lovely.
So what can people expect for KisuCon this year?
For this year, so this is it's going to happen in 2024, so we're kind of getting a little bit of a head start, you know, definitely a whole year out. But our feel, we want to really express community for this event. I think community is the most important thing in all these events. I've been talking with a lot of people that are in the community. I want it to be community run and organized. That's first and foremost.
Basically like fan run.
Yes. We have a Discord that we're hosting right now. We have a fan community Discord. And I take input from every single person. We just, I have actually a good example of that. We were talking about volunteers, and I wanted to talk with the community to see what they thought was fair for like volunteer hours, for panel hours, and then we kind of adjusted everything after it's been on the website. So we definitely hear the community out, and we want to make sure that their voices are in the front line.
Oh no, that's totally understandable. So where can people find you guys if they want to stay up to date with, you know, any guest updates, any event updates for the con?
We do have a website. It is kisucon.com. So KisuCon is spelled K-I-S-U-U.
Oh, okay, for some reason I thought it was like K-I-S-S-U.
Yeah, like KisuCon. So yeah, KisuCon is KISUUCON.com, and yeah, we're gonna have all our updates going through there. We have a newsletter that we host, and then you can kind of get connected to our Discord through the website as well.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, Lucina, I think that should do it. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
You too.
So, I'm now here in person with the Soccer Rangers at Kumori Con 2023, the last day. So much calmer than yesterday or Friday. How have you guys been enjoying the con?
Oh, having lots of fun. Yep, just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the market, enjoying the people. It's been a blast. Yeah.
And how about you, John?
It's been fantastic. It's been fun just to get to see all the costumes and do the panels and just to experience the convention.
And how about you, Rob?
It's been phenomenal. Like, everybody that's here, from the guests to the regular attendees, everybody's just in a good mood. Everybody's having a good time. It's impossible to not enjoy yourself in an environment like this.
So, for those who aren't familiar with you guys, what are the Soccer Rangers? Who wants to answer that question?
I guess I'll go and take this. We're a group of cosplayers that got thrown together purely by accident, all mixed in around Power Ranger costumes. Ended up developing a great friendship. From there, we just decided, hey, we want to spend more time together, and we want to be a positive force for the convention space. So we ended up making our own podcast, which has been on hiatus for way too long at this point. I know, I've been having that thought the last several months here, but we'll see if that ever gets going off the ground again. But yeah, we started going and doing that and really found that we all just loved performance and all that. And Amy, a member of ours who isn't here right now, her and I were just talking and got some ideas in our heads and just ended up making what was originally a group of just random nobodies who decided to just have fun and make a podcast for nobody, and somehow or another found an audience. We decided to go and shift that into stage production, panels, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, here we are a decade later with absolute insanity.
Well, that's right, you guys started in 2013, huh?
2013, about that, I'd say. Yeah, but yeah, no, we're part cosplayers, part entertainers, part panelists, part bunch of crazy people.
How'd you come about this, John?
I kind of got dragged into it through cosplay chess.
Were you held at gunpoint?
Oh no, I was a friend of Rob, so I went along for the ride. One year I was the Megazord for cosplay chess for late night 2013. Yeah, around 2013. 13 or 14. 13 or 14, and I was a hodgepodge together Megazord that showed up on screen for like 5 seconds. So yeah, and just kind of went along since then and did panels, been doing panels, cosplay, and the shows with everyone. It's been fantastic.
I do have to laugh a little bit because you're actually the one who got to go and perform first with Amy, and that was really the big motivator that started this whole thing up.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, no, John over here, but I should go and say, Amy approached me with an idea and was like, oh, I want to do this Elsa and Sub-Zero thing, let it KO. Really funny idea, and I'm just like, I love this idea, I want to do it, but it's like, I have a friend, you need to meet him. He already does Sub-Zero, he's fantastic at it. He's a theater ham like me. I can't take this away from him, you need to talk to John. And ever since then, yeah, John's just been the teddy bear of the group as far as I'm
And then there's
concerned.
the other member right behind the camera.
Yeah. Yes.
To be fair,
oh, yeah, if you want to quick say hi. I think, let me. Oh, there we, yeah, it's still, you can still, if you still get, yeah, and I guess just right.
Yeah.
There we go. Don't mean to pull you in.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine.
Go quick in the direction of yourself.
I'm McKenna. It would have been the year after the Sub-Zero skit when they asked me to join the next skit. Although I was already around in the cosplay chess family, and Rob saw talent and brought me in. I'm not saying I'm the ego, but...
So, real quick, and y'all can answer this individually. What kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to form their own cosplay group? Start with you, John. I mean, Rob.
John, Rob, Tyler, we're all interchangeable. We all go and share the same set of brain cells. Best advice that I can give when it comes to this is don't focus so much on the end goal. I think when it comes to cosplay, you want to go and have successful costumes. You want to potentially be able to go and do performances. You want to go and host awesome panels. There's so many things you can want to go and do. But the most important thing is the people that you're with, you actually have to like. You have to want to go and be around these people. You want to actually be friends with these people. I've been doing this long enough. I can say never out of any sense of ambition, I have been in other cosplay groups, and almost all of them fall apart because there's always one or two people that have these insane egos that are just using other people to go and reach a goal. And it's like every time I've seen a cosplay group fall apart, it's been because of that. Our group here, we didn't go and do this just because we saw talent in each other. Some of us, quite honestly, didn't go and have a lot of theater experience originally, but we went and lifted each other. yeah, I know. But you know.
I have a degree in theater and over 15 years working in theater.
That's just it. It's like, for all of us, it's just little different things, but at the end of the day, it's because we actually like each other that propels us forward. We actually want to help lift each other up. We want to go and fill in for each other's deficiencies because we enjoy each other at the end of the day. The fact that we've grown into something that people like to go and see that's entertaining, that's just icing on the cake right there. Start from a place of earnest.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Real quick, McKenna, same question. Advice for those who want to do a cosplay.
I mean, along the lines of what Rob said, but the TLDR, find people you can work with. And beyond more of, like, so many times there's the idea of, oh, let's do, to put out my first cosplay ever. It was a big group of us from high school that were going to do Naruto. And, like, it was just an idea. And by the time convention happened, only 3 of us had finished our costumes out of, like, 15. And none of them were coherent characters that would hang out with each other in canon. So, like, Ino and Naruto were hanging out with each other. There was one other one of one person who decided to just go off and do his own thing. So, meanwhile, the Rangers, we have that follow through. Like, we kind of joke the committed relationship with the bit. But we all have that, and, like, or we all have the theater saying of yes and, where it's like, okay, we'll take this idea and move it forward. Or people who are down for anything, like John. I'm like, hey, John, do this. And John does the thing. Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool.
Same question, Tyler. Advice for those who may want to start their own cosplay group.
Cosplay group. Honestly, it'd be the old Kevin Costner adage of if you build it, they will come. Yeah, that's just it. If you want to, like, I've seen people, they're friends together and they want to go into panels, and it's one person who's really enthusiastic about it. Find friends who are enthusiastic because they'll drag them along and they won't be as enthusiastic, and you don't need to force it onto your friends to make them be a group together, because that causes tension and strife and just kind of falls apart. Go out there, cosplay. You're going to meet someone else who is equally as passionate about whatever cosplay or thing that you're doing, and they will be excited for it, and you'll be excited for it, and you'll both be excited for it, and then that passion is just going to keep rolling and rolling and going until all of a sudden you find yourself with a group of people that have again, that's the points of cons, is to converse and congregate with people that are very similar to you are, to then have this big group of friends that are all in it for the same thing and have the same amount of passion for it as you do, and suddenly you're a cosplay group. It kind of just happens organically. You gotta let it happen organically.
Or you all apply to cosplay chess.
Or you're all,
and someone was like,
yeah, magically apply for the same thing all at once in all of this same. Yeah, you gotta let fate. I guess fate is a weird thing too.
Fate stay.
Yeah.
Fate Winks Club.
Same question for you, John.
Well, just to add on to what everyone else has said, I think one very important thing is just to have fun with the people you're doing it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, like having fun with your cast and with your people, because at the end of the day, we're dressing up and we're just looking to have some fun and a few laughs.
So real quick, not trying to fall here. Where can people find you guys on social media if they want to stay up to date of whether events, cons, or skits you guys are going to do?
Instagram is really the place. @Sakura Rangers is about the best place. Don't get me wrong, we have a Twitter just to keep somebody else from going and taking it. That's
Facebook.
Yeah, we have a Facebook. We have a TikTok that we've never posted a single thing on.
TikTok? What's that?
We have that thing, but just none of us have really shown any interest in doing anything with it. And once again, you got to protect your brand when you get even to our level of lack of notoriety. You still got to protect yourself. So. We have accounts on a whole bunch of things. You're welcome to follow there, but I got to be honest here. You're probably going to be, you're probably going to be really disappointed outside of Instagram and our YouTube page, which you're not going to find a lot of advanced information on, but pretty much anything that we do is going to be uploaded on there. We actually.
It's a good archive.
It
place
really
to find
is. If
stuff.
you want to know more about us, that's probably the best place to do it. We can talk for days.
Oh,
but
God, no, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, it's like, go and check out the performances we go and do. Everything here at Kumori Con has been kind of fire, so whether it be hosting the cosplay contest or the halftime show, whether it go and be our Whose Initiative Is It Anyway panel, whether it be convention horror stories.
Improv panels. Or
Yeah.
maybe now, do we still have some of like our information panels?
Well, we do. Yeah, no.
It's like you get a mixed bag of it. We've got improv panels, humor panels, like information panels.
Yeah.
So we just like to entertain and educate at the same time.
Exactly.
I.e., talk about what you're passionate about.
And real quick, if you want to know more, feel free to go to my YouTube channel where I do a full-on hour or 2-hour interview with them, and it's just it's a great time. Well, you guys, I hope you all enjoy the rest of the last day. And yeah, thank you all again. So I'm here with Griffin Burns at Kumo. Well, not late at night, but it's gotten dark pretty fast.
It has.
So how's the con been going for you so far, Griffin?
The con's good. This is my first time at Kumo, and I've met a lot of fans today. Did a panel today. It's been fun.
You've been busy, and I saw your line. I took a quick walk by, and your line you look busy.
It was busy this morning. I had a nice long line, but then we met people here and there throughout the afternoon and early evening.
Nice.
Yeah.
So real quick, for those who are at home and not familiar with your work, mind telling us some of the stuff you've done over the past few years?
Sure. I'm most known as the voice of Child in Genshin Impact. Muichiro in Demon Slayer. If you've watched the latest season, you've definitely heard me there. Doppio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Akira in Devilman Crybaby. Did I already say Doppio and JoJo's?
Yeah, I think you.
Okay, yeah, and many others. Yeah, but those are some of the highlights.
So what made you want to get into voice acting and decide this is something you wanted to do?
I fell into it. I moved to Los Angeles in 2010, and I've always been creative. And I got an audition when I moved out there, and I booked it, and the rest is history.
So what's it been like doing voice acting?
What do you mean? Like my day to day, or
just in general, like what's it been like doing voice acting, and what kind of impact has it had on you?
Well, voiceover has really changed my life, and that's my career now. And it's because of some of the roles I've done. It's also allowed me to do appearances, and come to these conventions and meet fans. So now I get to travel a lot, and it's pretty great.
So a question I haven't asked in a while for an actor: what's it been like going to conventions and everything, and doing what you do at conventions?
Well, I get to go to a lot of new cities, a lot of hotels, and I meet a lot of fans. That's the best part, is meeting the fans.
I imagine it gets very busy though, and with the traveling and everything, I'm sure it gets very tiring in the end.
Yeah, I've done I think over 20 conventions this year alone.
And just this year alone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm surprised you're not tired and just want to sleep for a year.
Well, I'm hanging in there. I got England next, and then Seattle, so I still got a couple more this year.
From out of the States to back to that's
Mm-hmm.
So that actually brings up a thought. How do you do so many conventions that just how does that not get tiring doing so many conventions within 1 year?
It does get tiring. Yeah, it does. But you got to take some breaks in there. So you can't do too many back-to-back weekends. I've made the mistake of doing 4 in a row once. That was really hard. But yeah, just having some breaks, getting back to getting some good rest when I come home.
So I'm not sure if I asked this. How long have you been doing voice acting for?
Since 2010, so I've been 13, almost going on 14 years.
Long time. If you can remember, what was the very first role you did?
Nothing anime related. The first job I ever did was for San Diego's Balboa Park, but the first anime would be many years later. I think it was either Shaunark and Hunter x Hunter or Yamaki Gilmerton and Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans way back then.
A lot of roles. So, what kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to get into voice acting? Whether it's something they want to do full time or just something they want to dabble in.
I would say to take acting classes, improv, voiceover class. I'd get a demo made, and then I would try to find an agent using your demo. But if you're gonna just dabble in it, I would just say have fun with it. Reach out to YouTubers, do fan dubs. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I mean lately a lot on X, a lot of people on Instagram have been posting the casting calls. I've noticed.
Yeah, the internet's your friend when it comes to finding work. Look online, look on social media, sometimes even Craigslist. I mean, I don't get work there anymore, but some people I've heard have found voiceover jobs there, so I won't knock it.
I've never heard of voice acting jobs on Craigslist.
Yeah, people, all sorts of sites. Yeah.
Any last minute advice you'd just like to throw out there before we end this?
If you love what you do, stick with it. If you're creative and you're scared about making a career, I was scared once too, and I think you just gotta, work hard, be a good person, have fun.
I can't argue with that. I think that should do it again. Griffin?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you again.
Okay.
With Danny Chambers at Kumori Con. How are we doing, Danny?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing really well myself. Is this your first time for an Oregon Con?
Yes.
How are you liking it so far?
It's great. It's beautiful here, and everybody's so friendly and fun, and the con is amazing. It's really big, and I'm very excited to be here.
I've seen that your line has been pretty busy today.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just excited.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So, real quick, for those who aren't at the con and may not know you, mind giving a little background on who you voiced over the past few years?
Yeah. So I voiced Chisei Hatsuri in the Ancient Magus Bride.
You were with Chisei?
Yeah.
Oh, such a good anime.
Yes, it's so good. I am Tamara in Fire Emblem Engage. I am Nilu in Genshin Impact, Arlen in Honkai Star Rail, Becky in Spy Family.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So what made you want to get into voice acting, and what was this is something you want to do?
Well, I'm a theater baby. I grew up doing theater, so I just had the itch to do something else because in theater you're kind of limited by how you look like. So I wanted to do something where it wasn't based on my appearance. So took some classes and learned all about voice acting, specifically anime and video games. And it's been history from there.
So, and how long have you been doing this for?
About 10 years this year.
That's not fairly. I know some people will say that's not a long time, but that seems like a long time.
It feels like a very long. It feels twice as long as that, just because it's so much work.
And do you remember the very first role you did for voice acting?
Yes. The very first named role I got was The Morose Mononokean.
I've never heard of that.
It's a very older anime. Well, not to say older. It was like in 2016. I'm dating myself. Sorry. It was. It was like about like spirits. These two guys could like help spirits with their issues and stuff. And I played Zenko Fujiwara, who is a daughter of a groundskeeper of a cemetery, I think, or those like spiritual houses. I forget what they're called.
I do not know where.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and so like that was my first like big named role supporting character, and then but my first official thing was Walla for One Piece.
I don't know who that is either.
Oh, well, no, that's not a character.
Oh.
That's like background. Walla is like it means with all actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like the people in the background like, oh my God, no, it's so and so. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was like my first official thing with Joel McDonald when he was at Funimation. When it was Funimation at the time, when he was directing One Piece. So.
So, what kind of impact has voice acting had on you?
A tremendous impact. Like, I would say like the fans in the community have been super awesome, and I think that's what makes me enjoy my job even more. Because when I go to conventions like this, it's not just because I mean, it's great that they want to see me, but I'm glad that we can like geek out about shows and about other animes, because I love supporting people and I love us supporting each other. And when they're like, oh, this anime was so good, it helped me realize this, I'm like, oh, that's good, yay, yes, you should also watch this one because this one's really good. So it's like we can all fan out together, and it makes me so happy, and that's why I like being here, because I feel like I'm doing that again. So.
And I imagine there's quite a bit of a difference between theater and voice acting.
Oh yes, absolutely. So like in theater, you have to be, bigger, louder, not with your voice, but with your body. In voice acting, you can't do that. You have to commit. You have to show all your emotions and everything with your voice.
Yeah, I've noticed some voice actors. I saw that thing on a documentary a while back. How some voice actors will like use their hands or facial expressions to get into the character. I imagine you've done that quite a few times yourself.
Yeah, that's how we can get into character and communicate the emotions effectively, because we can't really move our bodies as much in a booth.
I mean, not unless you want to hit your co-star.
Either that, or that's the thing, we don't actually record together either.
Oh, I know some.
Some studios do, depending on like anime, we don't really record together. If it's like prelay animation, like animations that where they record the voice first and then they lay the animation on top.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, but usually anime we don't record with other people. We record by ourselves. So we're in like they lock us in a tiny box and like, dude, make silly voices. We're like, okay.
Now, for someone who may want to get into theater or in this line of work, what kind of advice would you like to give them?
I always ask them if they are an actor or if they have acting experience. And if they do, I would suggest taking classes specifically in what direction you want to go in. Like if you want to do commercial, take some commercial classes. If you want to do anime, there's specifically anime and video game classes that you can take. If you don't have acting experience, I would say learn by either community theaters or improv classes, any class that's a beginner class in how to get started in acting. Because a lot of people forget that voice acting, there's the acting part. A lot of people think it's just like doing an impression or a silly voice, and like that's cool, but can you cry in that voice? Can you be angry in that voice? There's a lot to it that people don't really expect.
It takes a lot of work, and I imagine there were times where you probably like had to yell really loud where you almost threw out your voice too.
Oh, yes, plenty of times. But that's just on me not having correct voice control, which is another thing. If you're a singer, that's very helpful if you get into voice acting. But yeah, it's important to understand your voice and understand how your body operates when you're acting. So yeah, absolutely take as many classes as you can.
And real quick, any last minute advice, or who may be at home watching this, any last minute you want to say to the audience at home?
Yeah, thank you so much for watching anime, being a fan of it, because we wouldn't be able to be here with y'all and fan out. So thank you so much for being you. Yes.
Well, I think that should do it again.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Yes.
Yes.
I had to look like.
That's okay.
So I'm here with Alejandro Saab at Kumori Con 2023. How are we doing the con, Alejandro?
Pretty good. Just started for me. I haven't done much. I went to the gym and I ate, and that has been my con so far.
So is this your first time for an Oregon Con?
Yeah, I believe so.
So if you don't mind, real quick, some questions to ask. What made you want to get into voice acting, and what's it been like?
The thing that got me into it was a buddy of mine back when I was a freshman in high school was like, hey, do you want to do this thing for a thing called a machinima, which is like using a video game to make a short film.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and I was like, sure. And he was like, you'll be a cop. And I was like, okay. And I was 14, still going through puberty. So, yeah, that sounded terrible. But that was kind of like my first steps into it. And then eventually I was like, oh, I like this. So I started taking acting classes and improv and all this other stuff. And then eventually I dropped out of college like you do in order to become a professional voice actor. And then now I'm here. Not everybody does that, but that's what I did.
I mean, sometimes college, but then they're like, wait, you have the debt and everything.
Well, yeah, I was studying animation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nothing to do with acting in college, but I was like, this ain't for me.
So, if you don't mind telling those at home who can't make it to the con, what have you been in, if you're able to say?
Sure. Well, hi, I'm Alejandro. I am Sino in Genshin Impact, Jingyuan in Honkai Star Rail, Gabimaru the Hollow in Hell's Paradise, Akihiko in Persona 3 Reload. I'm just going through the glossary of things I'm voiced in. Leon in Pokemon Journeys. What else? Miyamura in Horimiya. Yuri in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Tatsuya Shiba in the Irregular Magic High School. Kuga in Food Wars. A bunch of other things.
I love Food
Yeah. And one of the most recent things was Fuji in Disgaea 7.
I have never heard of that.
Oh yeah, no, I love Disgaea. I grew up with it. It's so cool.
So how long have you been doing this for?
Professionally, I've been doing it since November of 2015. It's funny you say that's a long time, but it's really not.
It feels like a long time.
It's really not. It's 8 years.
8 years.
8 years, and I've been doing it just on I started dabbling in it since 2012, so that's been 11 years. But the first professional thing I did was Fairy Tail, and that was back in November of 2015.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, another question I've been asking recently on another podcast I do, what kind of impact has this had on you?
I mean, I've had to use Google Calendar a lot just to schedule everything between doing voiceover and streaming and just my daily life. I have to be like, all right, from 9 to 6, it's work on voiceover, and then 6 to 10, it's streaming. And then it's like, well, what about the gym? All right, let me just squeeze that in there. It's like a Tetris. If you look at my Google Calendar, yeah. If you look at my Google Calendar, it's like just Tetris pieces, just trying to fit everything in. But I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do anything else really.
Real quick, so you got like a minute here. Advice, real quick, for those who may want to get into this.
Drop out. No, I'm just kidding. My advice would be. Honestly, try it out, because some people like the idea of doing a thing, whether it's voiceover, whether it's VTubing, whether it's streaming, whether it's just doing something, and then they like the idea and they hyperfixate, because that's how I am, and then they try it out and they're like, oh, this wasn't what I thought it was. So try it out, and if you like it, continue pursuing it. And if you're having fun, then I think you're in the right direction.
That's some pretty sound advice. Again, Alejandro, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you. You too, man.
So, Karen, how are we enjoying the con today?
It's just lovely. People are lovely.
So, how are we enjoying the con, and how are we enjoying Portland?
I love coming to Portland, and I love Kumori Con. I've been to Kumori Con in 2014, 2019. I did their online version during COVID, and so coming back feels like being with family. And it's a big con with a small family feel, and they just take such good care of their guests, both their professional guests and all the con people who come, all the fans. They just take such good care of people. So it's just very nurturing, and I love it.
So, in a way, this is like kind of a home con. It's like a con you like.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a home con.
Nice. So, how did you get into voice acting? Like, what made you decide that's something you wanted to do?
I wanted to be an actress ever since I was a very, very little girl. When I was a little girl, I was making up plays in the basement for my parents to see. And I wanted to be in all the school plays. And it's just something that I loved. I mean, and it was really, I don't know, it was really nature as opposed to nurture, because nobody I knew in my family or my life was an actor. And when I was a student, I moved to France. And I never considered voice acting. I always was just working to be an actor. I was studying psychology at the time because people said that acting was very difficult, and because I was short and I didn't look like Brooke Shields or the beauties of the time, they told me that I couldn't, be a successful ingenue, but then I wasn't ugly enough to be a character actress. So I wasn't encouraged. Even though I won prizes for acting in high school and everything. So I was studying psychology, and I went to France to study psychology, and I was studying some theater on the side. And I ended up teaching kids to act in English and being an acting coach, and I started dialect coaching then. And while I was teaching these kids, some people came in who had a magazine called Hi Kids, and they were looking for actors to voice. They had a little cassette, so this is really dating me. I don't know if anybody knows what a cassette tape is anymore, but they were doing a magazine with a cassette tape at the time, and they wanted actors to tell those stories and to be all the characters, and I got hired just like that. And so we were recording all of these stories, and I was doing all of these voices, little boy voices, Lady Godiva, Scottish women, and I kind of cut my teeth on this little project. And then I started dubbing French films into English for, airplanes and things like that. And then that led to doing cartoons. And so I had a whole career in France. I started doing film and television in France. I went to acting school in France. I did a lot of theater in France. So there's still tons of French TV shows out there and movies that you can see me in if you can look for them. And I was doing a lot of voiceover in France. They do a lot of versions in English, because for the international market, they'll tend to record the original cartoons in English because it just sells better. So I had like a very, very successful career in France for almost 20 years. And that's how it started. And then I moved here and got into the whole anime world and video games, and it just kind of took off here.
If you can remember, what was your first role for either an anime or video game, if you can remember?
I did many, many video games in France, but two that the audience might recognize is one called Dune, and another was Rayman.
I'm familiar with Rayman.
And then when I got to the States, some of the very first ones I did were, I'll give you a couple names of them. Deers, played a robot maid. XPS, no. Your fans will know it. They'll know it.
They'll probably like
I played a French character. I'm trying to find some really, really early ones. If I had my credits in front of me, I could look through them. Yeah, there's a couple really early ones that when I just got into town, I started doing, that are now like fans still have me sign them, and they're still very popular. Before the end of the interview, if I think of any others, I'll tell you.
Okay. So last question. What kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to get into acting, whether it's, here in the States or somewhere internationally?
I would say do as much theater as possible. Take as many classes as possible. But especially, people sometimes think that voice acting is doing a voice, and it's embodying a character, just like film or television, just like theater. And I find that some of the most successful voiceover actors are the ones who have done theater. So if you can get into any classes, theater, voiceover classes, and just take as many classes and do as much as you can, and play as much as you can. And I know a lot of fans do fan dubs. Do that. Like, whatever brings you joy and whatever touches your heart, do that. And if you get into class with a coach that makes you feel bad or that you don't like, leave that class and find another. Trust yourselves and trust your heart. And I'd also say that if there are things or obstacles that you're afraid of, or things that are blocking you, like having to make a phone call or having to, things that are scary, I'd say absolutely do those things. Because a lot of times people will go, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. And in order to attain your dreams, you often have to do things that are uncomfortable, and you often have to push past your fear. And there's some cliche that says, the person who, gets to the top of the mountain or attains that dream is not the same person who started out with a dream, because, all the steps to getting to that place are steps that make you grow,
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I think that should do it again, Karen. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
I will.
So I'm here with J. Michael Tatum at, I guess I don't even really need to say Kumori Con anymore. I said that a bunch yesterday, and it's just becoming a broken record. How are you doing, Michael?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are we enjoying the con so far?
So far, so good, man. It's really nice. Very chill. It's good to be back in Portland.
I dig the glasses, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I got these. I don't remember where I got them. I just saw them. I'm like, mine must have them. I look like a middle-aged version of the kid from the Treasure Planet or Atlantis, the animated movies. You remember those? Yeah, Milo. Yeah. I gotta really get my facts straight, but yeah. So I like them. I'm like, oh, truly round frames. I like your glasses too, incidentally. They work well with the ensemble.
So for those who aren't familiar with you, mind letting them know what you've been in?
Tons of stuff over the years. I've been doing this for about 20 years, so I think that I'm probably best known for, I played Tenya Ida in My Hero Academia. I am Commander Erwin, was Commander Erwin in Attack on Titan, and because he's dead now. And spoilers, people die in that show.
I think everyone dies in that show.
I probably.
Safe, not even moms.
Sebastian Michaelis in Black Butler. Oh God, tons of stuff. Kyoya in Oron High School Host Club. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. It's also Sir Hammerlock in Borderlands.
He's probably my favorite character.
Yeah. I love him. So. Yeah, I like if it's an anime or it's odds are pretty good. I'm in it somewhere somehow.
So what made you want to get into this? This is something you wanted to do.
It's interesting. I didn't really want to do it. I started life as an actor, as a stage actor, and that's a whole other story. But I started very young, and by the time I got into my 20s, I had enough experience under my belt that just a buddy of mine that worked for Funimation back when they were still Funimation in Dallas was like, hey, you're an actor. Do you want to hop in the booth and do some voice acting for me because I'm casting this show? And I was like, no. And then, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. So, because I had no concept. I'm like, I'm not a voice actor. I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? I need a stage. I need a limelight. But he was very patient with me and got me in the booth, and I was like, well, this is fun. And here I am 20 years later.
Does it feel like it's been 20 years since you've been doing this?
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what aspect of it. Like if you told me so much has changed even in the past few years in the way the industry works and just the everything about it is actually so much has changed about it that it feels like it was a millennia ago when I started. But in other ways, it doesn't feel like 20 years ago. It feels like I've only been doing this since Thursday. What's going on? It's very strange. Time is kind of doesn't work the same way it used to anymore.
So a question I've been recently asking, if you can kill your younger self that you'd be doing voice acting, what do you think they'd be saying?
I think they'd laugh and be like, that sounds stupid. Why would you, because my younger self was a real jerk. First of all, I know myself too well. I would not try to explain anything to my younger self because I know I wouldn't listen. But I think, if I could go to my younger self who was just starting out in the business, I would love to be like, you have no idea. You have no idea what this is going to become. You just have none. You think this is a cute little weekend gig you're going to do and be like, oh yeah, I'll be in this one anime. And then who knows, and then, yeah. And again, my younger self would have been like, you're full of it. That's not true.
Last question. Any advice for someone who may want to get into voice acting or theater, for example, since you've been in both, basically?
I would actually tell you to start with theater if you had the chance, because it's kind of the backbone of every type of acting, I think. And theater gives you such a great experience. And voice acting is really difficult in the sense, and I'm not trying to make it like, oh, it's so hard, you guys. I am really good. That's how you know I'm good, because I do something so hard. But in terms of acting, starting with acting at something like voice acting is really difficult because it's just a different type of acting. When you're on stage, you have so much to kind of help your performance. You've got costumes and sets, you've got other actors you can talk to in real time, and you don't really have access to any of that in the booth. You're just on your own, having to pretend to talk to people that aren't really there, and match timing often. So you have to learn how to how do I get that emotion out, but also make sure it's only 2 seconds and not 3, kind of thing. It's really technical, and if you don't have a good grounding in certain acting techniques that you learn in theater, it's really hard to find your way into the emotional life of a character because you've got so many technical things working against you. And so I would say to anyone who wants to get into voice acting, I would say try theater first, or at least a workshop, because one, it's a great atmosphere. Every theater is like a little family. They get together. You can walk in and be like, hey, I got a hammer and nails. You need help with sets? And they will put you to work because they need the help. And so it's a great way to just kind of get into it and find out, kind of find your legs. And then voice acting, the landscape has changed so much in just the past even 5 years that I don't even know that any advice I could give to someone about getting in the industry would even be relevant, because I'm like, yeah, do what I did, just wait for a friend to ask you and then say no. That wouldn't work now. But I guess the advice I'd give everyone is make sure that you don't rely on it as a sole means of income, because it ain't gonna support you. It doesn't support anybody. It's always a good side gig. But it's not how any of us really make our living. We make our living either writing or directing or other things that are kind of acting adjacent. That's like most creative jobs. It's really hard to make ends meet just doing one thing. They don't like creatives having money, this world. They don't want it. They don't want us to have it. But, so that's my advice. I hope I discouraged you.
No, that. You answered all the other questions I was going to ask. Well, Michael, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So I'm here with both Caleb Hiles and Jonathan Young at Kumori Con 2023. How are we both doing today?
I'm in absolute misery.
Is it because of him?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm having a great time.
That's why he's between us.
Yeah.
Just to break up. Not.
Yeah.
So real quick, Jonathan, how long have you been doing music for?
Several thousand years.
He's an eldritch god. Eldritch horror.
Yeah, this is not a joke. I'm a primal being created before any galaxy that your mortal brains could comprehend.
Before times?
Yeah. Before time itself.
I started making music about 8 years ago, and normally I was working on sports prior to that. Actually, I was doing lots of things with like football, basketball. That's what I did in college. But then my parents were music, always did music, and I was like, I got a love for performing, so I started putting stuff online, and and then people took to it after a couple of years, and now I do that for a living. Yeah.
Nice.
That's my story of how I started in music.
So real quick, John, what kind of music do you do?
Yes.
So I do all kinds of music, right? So my audience loves everything. We're talking nerdcore. They love anime. They love Disney. You know, a lot of the stuff that you know. I do a lot of cover music, right? So I'm doing some original music, but mostly it's a lot of covers. This fan space, you know, is what they call it. Fans are into things. A lot of music. So there's a lot of music. The Venn diagram for anime and nerddom and music has a lot that crosses into it. So I try to meet people at that need to further enhance their fandoms with music and some of their own favorite songs.
Nice.
So that's what I do.
So, what made you want to get into this, John?
When my parents started growing me up, my parents were both musicians. They loved music. They both were like very thespian-like. You know, they went to theater. My mom went to thespian. Well, that's when
Thespian
this is
sounds like
this is when you decide to interject. This is my thespian. They were both very thespian, and they went to.
Sounds like a salamander species or something.
My parents went to college and did musical theater, and it was a great time. And so I basically grew up with music in the house, and that's where the love for music started and doing those things.
Nice. So back to first you, then back to you. What kind of impact has this had in your life?
No. I'm sorry, I'm making this so difficult.
No, it's perfect. No, I'm not mad or anything. This is perfect.
Okay, good.
So music changed everything. My entire life upended whenever I had a viral hit back in about 2014. So it completely changed. You know, I was doing sports directing, like I said, and I was going to school. I was in the middle of college, and I ended up taking a pause on college to pursue this. And thankfully, after a couple of years, funding, we found ways to monetize it, and it was able to be a career, and I've been able to find my passions in doing this music. And it's just a very special thing that I get to share this with people, and my family's really proud of everything that we've done. So I'm just so excited to be here at Kumori Con and get to share the love of music with people and fandom and get to experience that.
Now, is this your guys' first time for here for an Obukan Con? Anyone want to?
Yes.
No, I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been coming to Portland for 4 years, and it's been wonderful, and it gets more and more wonderful every time. I never know what's going to happen.
Where are we? I think Portland. Are we in Portland?
We are in Portland, Oregon. No, the PNW, as people like to call it here, the good PNW, PDX. You know what I'm saying, fellas? Right? Rip City.
Oh man. Oh,
go Blazers. Scoot Henderson, let's go.
So real quick, what kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to get into music?
Don't.
Music is a beloved language that we all enjoy through listening, through playing, developing our ideas. It is really the universal language, that and math. So I would say if you love it, do it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about all the stuff. That'll come later. Develop it. Love it. If you really have a passion for it, you'll find it out as you explore what your avenue of music needs to be. So it has to be. And it could be any art, you know. Art is essential to our being, our inherent nature. So explore that. And if you find music's the thing that speaks to you, do your best at it. Do it with excellence, because that's a worthy thing to do. That's what I would suggest. Don't worry about the business yet. If it comes, great. But there is something more tangible and valuable than just money you get from making beautiful art.
I can't argue with that. Mm-hmm. I think that should do it again, Caleb.
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Thank you.
Incredible questions.
John, thank you for being very stoic.
Yes. This was a great interview.
And I think that should do it.
John was the truth.
I know we've said this a million times already, but thank you to all of you who have made this happen. Both everybody attending, the staff, the people backstage, the guests, yes, the tech, everybody here has put so much into this. We love you guys for it. We hope you love everything that we do as well. Thank you so much.
Probably want to know how many people we managed to shove into this convention center, huh?
Yeah. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Drum roll.
Come on. And
over 10,000! It's better than over 9,000.
I mean, same thing, right? All right, I'm really excited about this next thing, though, because it's one of my favorite elements about Kumori Con, because let's just say that some artists really put their all into this. We have our new mascot for 2024.
They're gorgeous! Look at that hair! Congrats, thank you so much, Zephyr and Gail, for making this beautiful piece of art that will be all over the con in 2024.
And the winner will be receiving some compensation on there. They're going to get their choice of either a VIP membership or an artist alley table for next year.
Congrats, so thank you so much to every single artist who submitted your art for next year. We massively appreciate seeing everything. I say, like, check out the mascot contest entries. They post them on the website. Like, look at all the beautiful pieces that people put up. They are fantastic.
It just seems like it gets better every year. I don't know where the heck all this talent comes from. It just blows my mind.
It's from people who love Kumori Con, obviously.
Clearly. Proof is on the page.
And now we get to have some more exciting things for 2024.
Guest announcements.
Guest announcements. First up, Kukon will be returning. But before we do that,
yeah, not too surprising, but maybe this one will go and satiate you in the meantime.
so look forward to that in 2024, seeing Johnny Young Bosch as well as Kikyo.
Yeah. You know, they're probably asking a different question right now, though.
What's that?
When are they going to be able to see Johnny Young Bosch and the rest of the guests?
That's a good question. When? When's it happening? When?
Would you guys like to know? I don't know, that doesn't sound like enough enthusiasm. I think we're done.
More.
All right.
It's Sunday, we should give it to him.
You convinced me. Everybody get ready to come back here November 8th through the 10th.
Second weekend of November. Just a little bit closer to spooky season.
Woohoo! Congratulations.
So, if you want to come to Kumori Con 2024, pre-reg today and get the lowest possible price, only $45 for the entire weekend. Go do that.
Yeah, it's just going to be outside of main events over
Right
here.
outside. So if you want to come, if you want to pre-register for a cheap price, do it now. So I think with that, is it time already?
I mean, I don't want to say goodbye.
I really don't, but it's giving us the prompt. I don't want to say it.
I refuse.
I refuse.
Because I want to bring out some of our friends again with a special message. The brand ambassadors, the Cosplay Coven. I believe they've got a little something queued up.
I believe the coven may have something.
Spending time with your con friends. But it's time to clean and pack up. But don't worry, the convention's happening again next year. Exactly. You have an entire year to make new convention plans. Until then, shoot, get out of here. We mean goodbye until next time. Baka.
Come on, slackers, we're not getting paid overtime for this.
So I'm here with Noel to do a quick outro for Kumori Con 2023. I hope those who are here enjoy the con. I hope those who are at home watching this will make you want to come next year. And I think that should do it. I hope you also enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed your con too.
We had a good con. Yeah, we're promoting Furlandia, Portland's Furry Con. That happens in May. Good experience.
And
lots of photo ops.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, lots and lots of great cosplays, even though I only know half the characters.
A lot of great
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. As always, thank you for watching.